On behalf of Gandhi jayanti, we Pleasant Science students are presenting a video before you.
रघुपति राघव राजा राम, पतित पावन सीताराम। रघुपति राघव राजा राम, पतित पावन सीताराम। सीताराम सीताराम, बज प्यारे तो सीताराम। सीताराम सीताराम, बज प्यारे तो सीताराम। ईश्वर अल्लाह तेरो नाम, सबको सन्निधि दे भगवान। ईश्वर अल्लाह तेरो नाम, सबको सन्निधि दे भगवान। रघुपति राघव राजा राम, पतित पावन सीताराम। रघुपति राघव राजा राम, पतित पावन सीताराम.
We all know about the charity programs in our Gurukulam family. Before pandemic, we make a huge program by offering rice, coconut and dhoti for needy. All the Gurukulam families stood together to make the program successful by giving all their effort and support. Here we have our beloved principal sir to share more about the charity programs in our school.
By education, I mean all-round drawing out of best in child, man, body, mind and spirit, said by Mahatma Gandhi ji. So here in BSS Gurukulam, for the last many years, we are into society. So as he has already said, service to humankind is service to God. So the same lesson has been imparted to students by giving them the opportunity to serve the society. During this period, children over here, they involved into charity in such a way that putting all efforts to reach to the society. We teachers are really happy and we are really proud to say that we have a beautiful organization in connection with charity, which is executed or organized by our own students. Hope, humans offering paradise on earth. So this is the concept which was initiated by our students, and for the last many years this is successfully working. Throughout the year, children have lot many plans to visit orphanage, visiting many charity organizations and also lending their hands to many needy people, those who are suffering from many diseases. So this is happening in Gurukulam, and at this point I am so proud to say that children are getting wholesome education. Children are, from their heart they do certain things, especially charity. So charity is the scepter of Gurukulam, and charity has become a passion for Gurukulam. Children are really involved in that. So we teachers, parents and management are very happy to present this, because by this we are also working with them. So we are also getting great opportunity to move with such children and help needy people and also supporting the society in various activities. So I wish all the students and everyone to be the part of charity, and let this inspire everyone to have a mind to help others. Thank you. All the best.
Mahatma Gandhi was the man who gave his whole life to the nation. He was the primary leader of Indian independent movement and the architect of non-violent civil disobedience movement known as Satyagraha has influenced the world.
മോഹൻദാസ് കരംചന്ദ് ഗാന്ധി, ഒരു ഭാരതീയനും ഒരിക്കലും മറക്കുവാൻ കഴിയാത്തൊരു പേര്. ഇന്ത്യൻ സ്വാതന്ത്ര്യ സമര പ്രസ്ഥാനത്തിന്റെ വെളിച്ചവും വഴികാട്ടിയുമായിരുന്നു അദ്ദേഹം. മഹത്തായ ആത്മാവ് എന്നർത്ഥം വരുന്ന മഹാത്മാ, അച്ഛൻ എന്നർത്ഥം വരുന്ന ബാപ്പു, ഈ പേരുകളിലാണ് ഒരു രാഷ്ട്രം മുഴുവൻ അദ്ദേഹത്തെ അഭിസംബോധന ചെയ്തിരുന്നത്. ഏറ്റവും കഠിനമായ പ്രതിസന്ധി ഘട്ടങ്ങളിലും തന്റെ മൂല്യങ്ങളെ അടിയറവു വയ്ക്കാതെ അവ ഒരു ജീവിതചര്യയാക്കി മാറ്റുവാൻ അദ്ദേഹത്തിന് കഴിഞ്ഞു. സ്വയം നൂൽനൂറ്റുണ്ടാക്കിയ വസ്ത്രം ധരിച്ച്, സസ്യാഹാരം മാത്രം ഭക്ഷിച്ച്, നിരാഹാരവും സത്യാഗ്രഹവും കൊണ്ട് ഒരു രാജ്യത്തെ മുഴുവൻ അദ്ദേഹം സ്വാതന്ത്ര്യത്തിലേക്ക് നയിച്ചു. ഗാന്ധിയൻ ആശയങ്ങൾ ഇന്നത്തെ ലോകത്തിന് ഒരു പാഠപുസ്തകമാണ്. ഞങ്ങൾ +1 സയൻസ് വിദ്യാർത്ഥികൾ നിങ്ങളുടെ മുന്നിലേക്ക് കൊണ്ടുവരുന്നതും അതുതന്നെയാണ്, ഗാന്ധിയനിസത്തിലേക്ക് ഒരു ഉൾക്കാഴ്ച.
Hello everyone, let me share a worthful story from the life of Mahatma Gandhi. He showed us that truth alone triumphs, and it is evidenced from his real life stories. Gandhi's uncle had a habit of smoking, so he and his brother also felt of trying it whenever they see their uncle smoking. Since they don't have the money to buy cigarette, they would steal the leftover cigarette butts. But for their disappointment, it didn't give out much smoke. So they started to steal money allotted to servants in order to buy cigarettes. They also knew that it is not right to smoke in front of the elders, so they hid it. However, they managed to carry on like this. They also got to know that the stem of a certain plant would burn like cigarettes and could be smoked. So they started this kind of smoking too. Once we started to enjoy the pleasure of smoking, it is not easy to step back. But their dependency on smoking started to pinch on them. Gandhiji always considered the fault of stealing money and cigarettes far more dangerous than smoking.
At the age of 15, he had committed one more offense of stealing which pushed him to the depth of guilt. He had to repay a small debt of 25 rupees and Gandhiji and his brother were wondering how to repay it. Finally, they decided to cut off a little piece of gold from his brother's armlet. They sold a piece of bracelet and repaid the debt. And here comes the real trouble. This matter became intolerant to Gandhiji and resolved to never to steal again. He wished to confess everything to his father. Gandhiji was not scared that father would beat him, but was concerned that he would be hurt. He arrived at a conclusion that to cleanse his dishonesty, he wrote a letter and asked for forgiveness. He disclosed every sin he had committed and asked for punishment. He requested his father not to be upset and vowed never to make such a mistake again. The courage he had of being honest is not everyone's pick.
Gandhiji placed the letter in his father's hand with trembling hands. After going through the notes, tears rolled down. The notes became wet. He closed his eyes for a moment and tore off that note. Gandhiji cried too. He was deeply moved by his father's tears of pure love. His father maintained immense peace as a result of his honesty, while he was expecting for the scolding. The tears was of the pride and contentment seeing his son's honesty.
That was a heart-touching story. It is easy to perform a mischief and keep on doing the same. Erroneous things are capable to tempt us a lot. Falling in that temptation is not a fault because we are humans. Temptation is a magnet with unlike poles. It's hard to repel, but continuing that and rejecting the opportunity to get rid of it is erroneous. Here Gandhiji get tempted to the puffs of smoke. His attempts to try smoking made him step onto the ladder of mischiefs. Temptation gave us pleasure at first, but not happiness. He made up his mind for a confession to his father. This is why Gandhiji said, "My life is my message." Of course, he did many inexcusable mistakes, but his determination or decision of confession is really appreciable. There is no perfect man in this world. But understanding the mistake, admitting the mistake, and performing accordingly can make a man perfect. Gandhiji's action made his father shed tears, not because his son did the mistake, because he was happy that his son could confess about his mistake. Gandhiji's father is certain that his son is not going to repeat his mistake. This is what really honesty is. It is a caliber to admit our mistakes. Gandhiji teaches this through his life. This is why he is a perfect man, even though he too has many sins.
The story teaches that mistake can happen in our life. Moving on from mistake to mistake is not a fault. We must carry the information that we gain from our mistake throughout our life. Mistake means we have attempted something. And that's all. Thank you.
So, what do you think after hearing this story? Yes, being honest makes a man more beautiful. Honesty cuts through deception and knives its way through deceit and lies. If Gandhiji didn't tell the truth, nothing would have happened. But still, he confessed and made his soul pure. And that's what real honesty is. Honest was the core foundation of his values and principles. Thus, made him an inspiration to millions. So, honesty is not just about telling the truth. It's about being real to yourself and to others about who you are, what you want, and how to live your life in your most authentic way. Honest can often be hard. The truth can often be painful. But the freedom it can bring to us is worth trying. So, be a transparent soul rather than hiding in your shadows. Let your heart follow serene and be a better you.
നമസ്കാരം. അഹിംസ ഇന്ത്യൻ സ്വാതന്ത്ര്യ സമരത്തിന്റെ പ്രധാന വർഷങ്ങളിൽ ഒന്ന്. സ്വാതന്ത്ര്യത്തിനായി ലോകമെമ്പാടുമുള്ള വിപ്ലവങ്ങളെക്കുറിച്ച് നമ്മൾ കേട്ടിട്ടുണ്ട്. എന്നാൽ അതിൽ ഭൂരിഭാഗവും അവസാനിച്ചത് അക്രമവും മരണവും കൊണ്ടാണ്. 1919 ഇന്ത്യക്കാർ സ്വാതന്ത്ര്യത്തിന് വേണ്ടി പല യുദ്ധങ്ങളും നടത്തിയിരുന്നു, ഒന്നും വിജയിക്കാതെ. എന്നാൽ ഗാന്ധിജിയോടൊപ്പം അഹിംസ എന്ന ആശയം തന്നെ പ്രസക്തമായിരുന്നു. അദ്ദേഹം ഭഗവത്ഗീതയുടെ വലിയ ആരാധകനായിരുന്നിട്ടും അക്രമത്തെ പ്രകോപിപ്പിക്കുന്നതായി അദ്ദേഹം കണ്ടെത്തി. അഹിംസയാണ് മനുഷ്യരാശിയുടെ ഏറ്റവും വലിയ ശക്തി എന്ന് അദ്ദേഹം വിശ്വസിച്ചു. ഇത് ഏതെങ്കിലും വലിയ നാശത്തിനുള്ള ആയുധത്തെക്കാൾ ശക്തിയും മൃഗീയ ശക്തിയേക്കാൾ മികച്ചതുമാണ്.
മഹാത്മാഗാന്ധിയുടെ നേതൃത്വത്തിലുള്ള ആദ്യകാല ജനകീയ സമരങ്ങളിലൊന്നാണ് 1920 നിസ്സഹകരണ പ്രസ്ഥാനം. ഇന്ത്യൻ സ്വാതന്ത്ര്യ സമരത്തിലെ ഒരു നാഴികക്കല്ലായി തന്നെ ഇതിനെ കണക്കാക്കുന്നു. ഗാന്ധിജിയെ ആദരണീയനായ ഒരു ദേശീയ നേതാവാക്കി ഈ സമരം മാറ്റി. ഗാന്ധിജി ഇന്ത്യയിലെ ജനങ്ങളോട് വിദേശ ഉൽപ്പന്നങ്ങൾ ബഹിഷ്കരിക്കുവാനും ബ്രിട്ടീഷ് സർക്കാർ ഏർപ്പെടുത്തിയ നയങ്ങൾ നിഷേധിക്കുവാനും ആവശ്യപ്പെട്ടു. ഇത് ഇന്ത്യയിലെ ജനങ്ങൾ പൂർണ്ണ മനസ്സോടെ സ്വീകരിച്ചു. കർഷകർ, വിദ്യാർത്ഥികൾ, അഭിഭാഷകർ തുടങ്ങി വിവിധ മേഖലകളിൽ നിന്നുള്ളവർ ഇതിനെ പിന്തുണച്ചു. അവർ സ്കൂളുകളും മറ്റു ബ്രിട്ടീഷ് സ്ഥാപനങ്ങളും ബഹിഷ്കരിച്ചു. ഇറക്കുമതി ചെയ്ത വസ്ത്രങ്ങൾ കത്തിച്ചു. എന്നിരുന്നാലും ഈ പ്രസ്ഥാനം വിജയകരമായിരുന്നില്ല. ഗാന്ധിജി 1922 ഈ പ്രസ്ഥാനം പിൻവലിച്ചു. ചില ചരിത്രകാരന്മാർ വിശ്വസിക്കുന്നത് ഗാന്ധിജി ഈ നീക്കം പിൻവലിച്ചില്ലായിരുന്നെങ്കിൽ നമ്മൾ സ്വാതന്ത്ര്യത്തോട് കൂടുതൽ അടുക്കുമായിരുന്നു എന്നാണ്. പക്ഷേ എന്തുകൊണ്ടാണ് ഗാന്ധിജി ഇത് പിൻവലിച്ചത്? അതിനായി നമുക്ക് ഉത്തർപ്രദേശിലെ ചൗരി ചൗര എന്നൊരു ചെറിയ ഗ്രാമത്തിലേക്ക് പോകേണ്ടി വരും. 1922 ഫെബ്രുവരി 2 നിസ്സഹകരണ പ്രസ്ഥാനത്തിന് പിന്തുണയുമായി ചൗരി ചൗരയിലെ ആളുകൾ ഒത്തുകൂടി. പോലീസിന്റെ നിയന്ത്രണത്തിൽ നിന്ന് സാഹചര്യം കൈവിട്ടുപോയപ്പോൾ അവർ ജനക്കൂട്ടത്തിന് നേരെ വെടിയുതിർത്തുകയും 3 പേർ മരിക്കുകയും ചെയ്തു. ഇത് ഗ്രാമത്തിലെ ജനങ്ങളെ പ്രകോപിപ്പിച്ചു. ഫെബ്രുവരി 4, 1922 അവർ ചൗരി ചൗരയിലെ പോലീസ് സ്റ്റേഷന് തീവച്ചു. ഇതിൽ 22ഓളം പോലീസ് ഉദ്യോഗസ്ഥർ മരണപ്പെട്ടു. ഇതുമൂലം സർക്കാർ സൈനിക നിയമം കൊണ്ടുവരികയും എല്ലാ പ്രതിഷേധക്കാരെയും അറസ്റ്റ് ചെയ്യുകയും ചെയ്തു.
ഗാന്ധിജിയുടെ പ്രവൃത്തിയാണ് ഇതിന് കാരണമെന്ന് അറിഞ്ഞതിന് ശേഷം 5 ദിവസത്തെ ഉപവാസം അനുഷ്ഠിച്ചു. അഹിംസയുടെ ശരിയായ അർത്ഥം ജനങ്ങളെ പഠിപ്പിക്കാതെ അദ്ദേഹം വളരെ തിടുക്കത്തിൽ പ്രവർത്തിച്ചുവെന്ന് ഗാന്ധിജിയെ ഇത് വിശ്വസിപ്പിക്കുന്നു. ഈ കുറ്റബോധം ഗാന്ധിജിക്കും ബാക്കിയുള്ള ഇന്ത്യൻ നാഷണൽ കോൺഗ്രസിനും നിസ്സഹകരണ പ്രസ്ഥാനം പിൻവലിക്കാൻ കാരണമായി. എന്നിരുന്നാലും നെഹ്റുവും സുഭാഷ് ചന്ദ്രബോസിനെ പോലെയുള്ള നിരവധി നേതാക്കളും ഈ തീരുമാനത്തെ എതിർത്തു. ഞങ്ങൾ സ്വാതന്ത്ര്യത്തോട് വളരെ അടുത്താണെന്നും അത് എടുത്തു കളയാനായി ഗാന്ധിജി തീരുമാനിച്ചുവെന്നും അവർ പറഞ്ഞു. എന്നാൽ ഗാന്ധിജി താൻ വിശ്വസിച്ചിരുന്നതിൽ ഉറച്ചു നിന്നു. അക്രമം നന്മ ചെയ്യുമെന്ന് തോന്നുമ്പോൾ ആ നന്മ താൽക്കാലികമാണ്, തിന്മ അത് ശാശ്വതമാണ്. നന്ദി മഹാത്മാ. ഇന്നത്തെ സമൂഹത്തിന് ഭൂതകാല ക്രൂരതകളെക്കുറിച്ച് അവരുടെ ഹൃദയത്തിൽ കുറ്റബോധം സൂക്ഷിക്കേണ്ടതില്ല. മോഹൻദാസ് കരംചന്ദ് ഗാന്ധിയോട് നമ്മൾ നന്ദിയുള്ളവരായിരിക്കേണ്ട ദശലക്ഷക്കണക്കിന് കാരണങ്ങളിൽ ഒന്നാകും അത്.
Simplicity is the essence of universality, a worthful saying by a great human being, father of a nation, Mahatma Gandhi. Gandhiji is a true definition for simplicity. He understood the difference between need and greed, and he also tried to make his folks understand about it. According to Gandhiji, greed is the reason for poverty, and it is the root cause of all the evils that happen among humans, and simplicity is the best weapon to fight greed. Gandhiji was a man of true words. He was a great leader and a true fighter who set an example of simple living and high thinking for us. And I don't think that the history can ever produce such a simple man like Mahatma Gandhi. Gandhiji, being the father of nation, followed simplicity in his life. There are many great business leaders who lead a very simple life which is not reflective of greed or as an assertion of the wealth, because they understand that wealth can never reflect the human qualities. And it is not an accident that Gandhiji believed humility as one of the important virtues that one should ever cultivate. One of the important features for Gandhiji's greatness is of course the simplicity. Gandhiji embodied simplicity in his dressings, in his lifestyle and wherever he go. Once when Gandhiji came home, Winston Churchill said that Gandhiji is not Mahatma but he is a half-naked fakir. While making this statement, Churchill would not have imagined that India's half-naked fakir is going to host the flag of his ideals all over the world one day. Gandhiji, who is a father of nation and for students like us as Bapu, is an inspiration for millions of people not only during the freedom struggle but even today. His humility and the depth of understanding the simplest of things made him the Mahatma. Gandhiji practiced what he preached. Gandhiji helped people who was in need without expecting anything in return, and that made him great. He lived and died as a common man. He was an ordinary man with an extraordinary will to live his life according to the principles of truth and non-violence. Gandhiji is a true role model for millions of people all around the world. It is said that the key for finding the balance in modern life is simplicity. So let us all follow simplicity in life. Let us all follow Gandhian ideologies in life. Thank you.
Many great men who inspired us a lot was inspired by Gandhiji. Barack Obama, who was the president of USA, hangs a portrait of Gandhiji in the Senate office, just to remind that the real results come from people. The greatest scientist Albert Einstein said about Gandhiji in such a great way. He said, "Generations to come will scarce believe that such a man as this one ever in flesh and blood walked upon the earth." Nelson Mandela, who is often called the South African Gandhi, followed his teachings and referred his leadership qualities. And the people who are inspired by Gandhiji are difficult to count.
Faith is to believe what you do not see, and the reward of faith is to see what you believe. Mahatma Gandhi is universally accepted as an exemplary model of ethical morals and life values, the one who proved that love and faith in the right and humanity can conquer the mightiest and defeat the deadliest. Faith played a major role in Gandhi being able to give India the freedom she deserves. Since the arrival of British in India, On August 24th, 1608, our ancestors bravely tried to defend India, but all in vain. All our initial protests were too little compared to the military forces of the British. Seeing the helpless faces of all the Indians and the poor innocent people, Gandhi could have felt helpless and surrendered himself and all the people before the British. But the cosmic belief that he had in himself and the people of India made him think otherwise. With the prominent slogan, "Do or die," Gandhi urged and motivated the people to bravely fight against the British and to give India the freedom she deserves. With the historical protests and wars which lasted for so many years, India finally attained the righteous freedom she deserved on August 15th, 1947. The wounds of struggles, the scars of betrayal, and the hurt left behind all the terrific protests and wars were all washed away by the freedom and independence that we experience today, that they attained. It is the transparent faith between Mahatma Gandhi and the people around him which resulted in this. Hence, dear friends, we must always understand that with true faith in oneself and our abilities, we can do the impossible. Here Gandhi being the best example. If Gandhi had not believed in himself, had faith in himself and his people, we would not have been able to experience the sweetness of freedom that we do today. Hence, we should thank Gandhi for having the immense faith, for having the spiritual faith to change the world.
We discussed the main ideologies Gandhiji believed in. He wanted to create a society where truth always prevailed. A society where woman does not face subjugation and can earn respect. A society where all religions and communities coexist with harmony. A society where nature isn't exploited. A society with no hunger, no unemployment or poverty. He wanted everyone to receive education and health care. The India he envisioned is far, far away. We have miles to go, but it's not impossible. Let us work towards a future to bring all these ideas to success.
Now, we will take you through the life of our national leader through various performances.
ఓ బాపు నువ్వే రావాలి నీ సాయం మళ్ళీ కావాలి జరిగే దుర్మార్గం ఆపాలి నువ్వే ఓ మార్గం చూపాలి కళ్ళ జోడుతో చేతి కర్రతో కదిలేవో సత్యాగ్రహం వెండి కొండల శిరసు పండిన యువకుల మించిన సాహసం పక్కపలచని బాబు గుండెలో ఆసేతు హిమాచలం దుక్కున రాల్లో ఉప్పొంగే స్వాతంత్ర రక్త గంగాజలం సత్య మార్గమున మడమ తిప్పని స్వరాజ్య దీక్ష మానసం అతడంటే గడగడ వణికింది ఆంధ్రీయుల సింహాసనం గొడ్డలి ఎందుకు హింసా సాయుధం, ఎందుకు హింసా సాయుధం? ఆవేశం కోపం ద్వేషం కాదు, చిరునవ్వే మన ఆయుధం, చిరునవ్వే మన ఆయుధం. సాటి మనిషిపై ప్రేమేగా మన మాతృభూమికి గౌరవం.